Hi everyone. Today is Tuesday, April the 23rd. My name is Anne-Marie Band, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. For those of you that trade futures with me, we put these levels up last night, and lo and behold, we've run right into this one, and this is a double topping formation, but under very shallow volume. The line, I'm only doing a 30-minute chart today. And the reason that I'm only doing a 30-minute chart today, I want to get back into mechanical flow so that we can see what's actually happening. Remember, in the space of trend, and that would be, looking at the larger moving average here, in the space of trend, if it's up, we would buy the dip and then sell it as it moves into the second and third band. Take some profit at the second band, maybe cover at the third band unless you feel like price action is going to hold much higher floors and you can move upward. Okay, so this is the actual line that we have. There is an option collection at 50.52. I don't see it in terms of how the traders are behaving, but I do know this. We can see a collection of price action right around these very round numbers, right? Halfway to 100. They like to play those. As this sits, we are a little far from the VWAP line, and we've got a little bit of a double topping, right? So we're higher highs. If we take a look at the second vol band, we had a higher high that slipped away from the band, did not walk it. So it tells us we have a little bit of mean reversion on the horizon. My thought is that fades will bring us biting pressure, right? And we should hold the floor of 50.31. We should hold the floor of 50.31 and potentially get into 50.78 to 50.94. We do have earnings coming across the dockets for the next several days, so that's going to make a difference. But the lines are in play. Trend is up. Buy the pullback. Things get dicey if you break this line at 50.37. That's sort of the close of the prior day's VWAP, right? So that's what we want to watch for. Momentum, and I've got the momentum bar a little bit. Let's move that up a little bit. You can see it's hovering above 50% easily. And so that tells us, in general, it's a buy the dip event. A lot of folks thinking this is a dead cat bounce. And, not many of us love that term, but it could be that the bounce does fade. It's just not going to be a poop and then fade. It's not the pop and drop kind of thing. It is very likely to grind up the 4 days that we had such negative trajectory, because it was very orderly to the downside. I expect that it's fairly orderly to the upside. As shorts will cover, this momentum will get sometimes quite stretched. So as we take a look at the NQ, this was my resistance zone, 450, somewhere from yesterday. I'm going to pull that number in to 430, 431, and we'll have a look at that through the day. That's going to be what we're going to stare down. Is it a buy the dip? You betcha. Are they buying at the VWAP? Yes. Where's the pre-market heavy congestion? It's this range-based formation right here. Breaks out of the range, above the VWAP, above all of the moving averages. Momentum is again above that 50 zone. It tells us we've got a buy in play. All right. Let's take a look at, and again, dip buying. Where are we going to get nervous? If we lose the low of the pre-market, or we get under the VWAP of the prior day, right? And the close of the VWAP of the prior day is 17,288. I'm going to put this one in, but this is what I really don't like about this. Is going to default all my lines to that very small line, but this is going to be a line you want to watch. 2190, 291, right? That was sort of a breakaway space yesterday, and it's the VWAP action in here. The NQ is weaker, so we easily could go down to the 17,165 again. As a matter of fact, that is where I'm looking to engage long, unless it pops out of here, pulls back, and holds above this 430. Let me see where the option chains are telling me. I got to get that from another screen. Whoopsie. The option chains are not showing. Ooh, we're sitting right on top of one at 17,420. Okay, so it's expanding over the chain a bit and then collapsing. So if it gets up above here, it's going to run. I mean, it's going to run. So do not short if it breaks out above this zone, because it is going to run up into that edge. That's what those option bands actually tell us. Let's take a look at the YM. The YM looks pretty interesting. So here's what we've got. The grinding motion to the upside, a little bit more price compression than everyone else, a topping formation, just like everyone is sitting, looking at. I don't have any lines here. Let me see if I have something in the chains that are showing that. All right, there was a line at 38,529. Okay, so let's draw 529, somewhere around this base here. So it looks like it's breaking that option chain line by about 20 to 40 points. So we have to keep that in mind in terms of these option formations. And then the line above it is 38,730. I have 765 as the visual event. And then we also have 657 to 664. Maybe that's 670. 671. All right. And so that's what we're staring down. My thought is pullbacks or buy zones in this kind of formation. Intraday, look at the direction of the bands, look at the shape of the bands, look at where we are in relation to the VWAP. We've got buy the dip in focus. And the line to watch is yesterday's VWAP, the close on yesterday's VWAP, and that's here. Now, some days, it won't even come near. See how far away it is from this one, and then this one. This just ran up the chain, and it's the moving averages that kept it safe. We could break these averages because they are not quite that aggressive, but the Dow is actually moving like crazy. Yesterday, I did not look at oil. Too much going on, but as you know, my suspicion is that oil heads to 79. Have we rolled into the next contract? Quite possibly, but let's go over here just in case. We can see, same sort of thing. I have the CL1 and CL2 here, and this one's coming right into 79, CL2. So, you know, I think I'm on track with this one. I do. I think I'm on track with it. Everybody is thinking I'm crazy, but I got a feel for oil. I just do. For these guys, the CL1, we are sitting in a space where 79.30 could really make a difference. Look at yesterday's formations. If you have been short, it's a place to trim, right? There's a double bottom of sorts. I don't have the option chains for oil here. I just have not searched them out as well as I should. Let's go to gold. Gold fading absolutely fantastically. Let's see if C1 or C2 makes a difference. Well, yes, we have rolled into this edge. This is walking down a Fibonacci. My suspicion, folks, is we head right back to 2200, right? Giving up some gains, but that's what price action does. It moves from support to resistance and then resistance to support, and it grinds its way up. Let's take a wider angle look at this one so you can see what is happening. The range resistance of 2220 to 2238 is now what I am looking for as the frontline test of support. And that's going to be way down here. Could it cut me off at the pass and stop at 2270? Yes, there could be buyers there, but momentum is suggesting that all the bounces should be sold. And so, you know, let's Could we get all the way up here? I don't know. 2337 is a clean resistance line, so let's put that one right around there, and that's going to be what we're looking at. Now let's take a quick look at the SPY and the Qs, and we'll be off to the races. 30-minute chart. I have a fair bit of levels here, right? They're only about $3 apart, but they have been very good stepping stones. Take a look at the double top formation at 501. There is a very big options position right around this area and into the 503s. So this is, of course, the lighter line in the sand. We're not really going to add any more levels until we get out of this whole pocket, right? If I add a level, it's going to be an intraday motion level that I will move or shift. Yesterday's VWAP is around 499. Price action support looks like 498 and some change. Pullbacks are definitely buy zones, but we are looking at a space where we could have a pullback, right? Sitting on top of the VWAP. The band is pretty messy, but notice, if you get something at the bottom of that band, it is a buy, right? It came right into that level and just moved to the upside. If it breaks above this area, do not continue to try to short it. Get out. If it breaks it within about 30 cents, get out, reset, and try again. If you go, Emery, that'll make me draw down whatever, use smaller size. You're not using the right size if you can't re-enter a trade that was right. You just had the wrong stop. You're using too much size for that. Size down. Okay? Now, here is the, oh, I don't have this. 431 is way up there. So 420, kind of a round number here, right? 421. The break out above this area is going to let stops get run into the next heavy congestion zone on the 30s, and that's about 423, right? We know 423 really well. We do. We know that number, 423, really, really well. And that's the anticipation of this space. If it breaks out here, wait for it to pull back and test. And if it holds, move to the upside. If you say, hey, what's the first test on the horizon here? Well, it's a short. So if you take a short right up here, it does not need to get above 421.23. If it does, get out of the trade because the pullbacks are going to send you to the upside. All right, now this is kind of sideways. So watch your size. Messy trading ahead, my lovelies. Have a good trading day. Of course, you can see me on Top Step TV. And you can see me on the Benzinga Pro platform. Take care, everybody.